Hello and welcome to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. I'm your host, Ryan Gilbert. Joining me, as always, is my co-host, Joel Meyer. Almost said my co-host there. How are we doing today, Joel?
Doing all right. It's a dreary day here in Vancouver. It looks to be raining all weekend long, so nothing we're not used to, of course, here in the Pacific Northwest. But yeah, excited for the weekend. Got college football, NFL, we're rolling on, and of course, huge hockey slate. So happy to get into it. It's been a rough week in hockey for me personally, but yeah, we'll turn it around.
Yeah, it's always usually a bit of a slow start while you're figuring out what teams are, figuring out what lines are good and whatnot. But yeah, we had a windy week here in Philadelphia. Now it's finally getting up. It's going to be high 70s next week. So who the fuck knows what's going on with the seasons nowadays? But yeah, we'll get into our bets from last night. Up and down a little bit. I wish the Flyers hadn't started. Ivan Fedotov. We'll get into that as well. Top of the show here, though, make sure you are subscribed to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Follow us on Twitter as well at HockeySGPN. And, of course, if you're looking to get involved with the show, hit us up there on Twitter at HockeySGPN, or you can hit me up at rgilbertsop, or in the SGPN Discord, sg.pn/Discord there. Joel, anything you want to touch on before we go through our losing bets last night?
They weren't that bad. I mean, I think I went down 4 puck bucks. Am I not mistaken?
Like you went up 2.18 based off my calculations here.
Oh, okay. All right, so it wasn't that bad. Yeah. Well, maybe not. Yeah, you had a rough one. You take it away.
Yeah, my night started well. I had the Vancouver Canucks winning down there in where were they playing? They were playing against Florida. Yeah, that got an overtime game there, close one. 3-2 win there with JT Miller, Catfish Dilly's boy, getting the OT winner there. So the Canucks won as -102. I think that line moved a bit before puck drop. It got the Devils -120 there, 3-1 win against the Sens. Really
definitely moved.
That one moved a shit ton, like maybe like -150 or more.
Yeah.
And then my losses here: Stars -142 in DC. Just not sure what's going on with the Stars, or maybe the Caps are just a little bit better than we thought.
What's their first loss?
Well, yeah, first loss, but it's the Capitals still. So
you also had the backup in net. What's his name for the Stars? Was it Wedgwood? One of the Woods.
It's not Wedgwood now. It's Is it no? Wedgwood went from Dallas to Nash. No, not David Reddick. Casey DeSmith, your boy Casey DeSmith. Yeah, once I saw that, it wasn't great, and they still got bet up a little bit. I got the Habs +105 lost there to the Kings 4-1. The Preds lost at -102 to the
Oilers.
Comeback there for the Oilers. I think they had the 2 goals. 2 goals later was at Vegas, who had to come back. And then my Flyers, +114. I said Sam Ersson should be starting. He did not start, and Ivan Fedotov cannot close his 5-hole for shit. So I ended up going 2-4 down. Looks like about 48 puck bucks here. I'm now just negative 40 puck cents on the season.
I think all 4 of those losses, every one of those games, your bet scored first, except for maybe Dallas. I don't know who scored the first goal in that one. So that's no good. For myself, it was like a 50-50 kind of deal here. We had the Wednesday games too. You got to mention Utah Coyotes. They were winning that one comfortably, and they lose in overtime. I've lost like most of the overtime games. That's part of my just some bad luck there. The OT stuff. Boston, Colorado over 6.5. That one was pretty comfortable. I'll give you a hint. We're on the Avalanche tonight against the Ducks. Not on the Avalanche. We're on the over 6.5 there. Just gonna keep rolling there with the overs on the Avalanche games. And yeah, for Thursday, Vancouver, you mentioned that already. Much better performance. I watched a lot of this one. Blankenham was good. Quinn Hughes, that was one of his best games of his life. He had 9 shots on goal. He had a beautiful goal from the point and an assist to JT Miller to get that one done. Very impressive performance there from the Canucks. The Knights, I have the over 6 in this one, as well as the Knights. The Knights are winning for most of the game, but the Lightning scored 2 goals to get the over at least. But they scored 2 goals in like the last 2 or 3 minutes, and yeah, the Knights could not tie it up with the goalie pulled, so lost the Knights money line there. And the Blackhawks team total under 3.5. Sharks are just that bad. Okay, maybe the Blackhawks should have been minus 180 or whatever they were. Had the Sharks money line plus 160. And the team total under 3.5 for the Blackhawks. And then, of course, the Devils, as you mentioned, very comfortable win there against the Senators.
Yeah, Sharks right now down 5-1 on the back-to-back in Winnipeg there. So I think Winnipeg has like 3 or 4 of their goals on the power play there. My Wednesday only bet was the Bruins team total over 3.5, and Forgiev gave me that one pretty easily in that game there. But yeah, we got to get into this big 13-game slate on Saturday. Before that, make sure you check out the NBA Gambling Podcast with their win totals contest. Season tips off at the 22nd. Winner gets a $250 SGPN gift card. Head to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/NBA contest to enter today before this season starts. All right, Joel, ready to get into this 13-game slate for Saturday, October 19th.
Yes, sir.
All right, we are kicking things off in Ottawa with the Senators hosting the Lightning at the 1 o'clock slate. Sens are minus 105. Lightning are minus 115. Totals at 6.5, overpaying off minus 115 with the under at minus 105 here. This is one of the games I like on this slate here. I'm going to be betting this slate. I'm going to be betting the Bolts at minus 115. 3-0 so far this season. They've been impressive. At Carolina, 4-1 over Vancouver, and then that win last night against Vegas. I was watching some of that first period. It was high-flying action, 2-2 after the first period. I guess it slowed down a bit in the second half, but Tampa's looking good. Jake Gensel's fitting in right on that top line. Kucherov is looking great. Hegel's had another good year. So, and most importantly, Vasilevsky is looking strong for them in net. And the Sens, very up and down, not really sure what to make of them just yet this year. Lightning here only minus 115. Going to take that. And also going to take the under 6.5 at minus 105. The Sens did have that 15-goal game prior to last night when they had the 3-1 loss. They've gone under in three of their 4 games. Tampa's gone under in 2 of their 3, only going over against Vegas. I don't see the Senators scoring 3 goals here like Vegas did. So it's like a 4-2 Lightning win here. So give me Tampa and the under 6.5 at minus 105.
No arguments there. I've upgraded the Lightning substantially. They've been the better team in every one of their games so far. And yeah, Vasilevsky, you mentioned him. He's playing like the Vezina goalie he is. The minus 115 there I think is pretty light. My line is minus 120. So love the Lightning here. I think they are they have a lot higher ceiling too than the Senators, who are they're a bit tricky to figure out. I haven't quite watched much Sens hockey so far. The only one I watched, I think, was the Canadiens game, and they didn't look very good in that one. And Travis Green, he's more of a defensive-minded coach, so I kind of like the under as well. But the only thing I've bet so far is the Lightning money line.
All right, going down to the 2 p.m. time slot. We got the Detroit Red Wings at the Nashville Predators. Game itself is in Nashville. Preds are minus 185. Red Wings are plus 154. Total is set at 6.5. Both the over and under paying off minus 110. Joel, what do you got for this one?
2 desperate teams here. Red Wings coming off a big loss to the Rangers. They were thoroughly outclassed there, losing at 5-2. But one of those goals was a garbage time goal. So, yeah, it was 5-1 for much of the second half of that game. And the Predators, they're winless through 4 games. And this is a team that we thought would be a little better, but they're trying out new things. Like, they're not quite the defensive team we saw in the first-round series against the Canucks. They're trying to be more offensive, but they don't have a lot of stuff going on behind the top line. And yeah, it's a desperation game here, I think, more for the Predators than the Wings. And, of course, they have a lot more quality, but this line is it's all baked in there. My line is only minus 156. So as much as I'd like to bet the Predators here, I just can't get to this number, so staying away. And total, though, I mean, 6.5 here is kind of high. But I mentioned the Predators are trying to be more offensively minded, and Saros has not quite been himself just yet, coming off that injury. But yeah, I still kind of like the over, but this is not a game that I've bet. Also, another thing too about the unders in these early slates, like you often see the morning games on the matinee games on Saturday, typically a little lower scoring. You know, Friday night maybe guys are a bit hungover, a bit slower. So yeah, these games do tend to go under more than over in the early slate.
Yeah, this is also a game I haven't bet yet, but like if I had to, I guess I would take the Preds minus 185. It's just very steep, but they already played once in Detroit. Red Wings won 3-0, but Predators outshot them 42-22. 5-on-5 expected goals were 2.2 to 1.5, 26-18 scoring chances. And like besides that game, Detroit's allowed 6 to Pittsburgh, 4 to the Rangers, and then 5 to the Rangers. So I can see Nashville kind of getting out of their funk here, getting on the board with a win. So if I had to go that way, I would go with the Preds minus 185. But maybe even better would be the over 6.5. But I'm probably not touching this game. We got Hal in the chat calling out a Tommy Novak. That's one of your boys. I mean, it's not one of your like really young guy boys. One of your boys there, Joe.
Luke Evangelista is my boy. Tommy Novak is a tier 3 boy.
Tier 3. All right, going down to the 4 p.m. time slot, we have the Edmonton Oilers at the Dallas Stars. Game itself is in Dallas. Stars are minus 125. Oilers plus 105. Total at 6. Over paying off minus 118. With the under at minus 102 here. I think I'm going to go with Dallas here in this one. They're 4-1 now. Only had that one loss there in Washington. Bunch of low-scoring games, really. The 3-2 shootout win against San Jose, 2-0 against Seattle, 3-0 against the Islanders. Islanders Blues fucking had a shutout into overtime last night.
Wrecked the salami over. Just needed 3 goals in that game.
Yeah, and then Edmonton's got their first win against my Flyers. Went down to Nashville, won 4-2 there. But this is going to be a potential Western Conference Final preview, like something like that here. Two of the top teams in the West, 2 of the top teams for a reason. So I like the Stars here at minus 125. The under's correlated with that, but I'm probably not going to bet the total just to give me the Stars minus 125. But going back to the Preds, if you're looking to bet the Preds long term to make the playoffs is minus 135. I think that's the way to bet the Predators right now. Utah's looking good. You got Dallas and Winnipeg there in the Central. The Avs are going to turn around, but I think the Preds have a good chance of turning around too and getting one of those wild card spots at the very least.
Yeah, seems like a bit of an overreaction to 4 games here, but they do have to get a turnaround, the Preds. Pretty quickly, because you know what they say: if you're not in a playoff spot by Thanksgiving, then most of the time you don't make the playoffs. So they need to go on a run pretty quick. As for this one, my line does not get to the Stars. I still have the Oilers as the best team in the league. And yeah, my line is only minus 104 for the Stars with the home ice advantage. So I kind of like the Oilers here. It's not something I bet because I don't want to. The Oilers haven't exactly played brilliantly. They've played better last couple of games for sure, and they got the wins. But they don't look like the team they were towards the end of last season when they were just killing everyone, trucking everyone. And the Stars, meanwhile, they're coming off that loss. So yeah, figure that they got a little bit more juice coming back home. Not the best travel spot, though. Washington, Dallas, not exactly close. Edmonton, we're in Nashville, a little closer. Still, give me the Oilers here, plus 105. Not something I bet, but I might do it. At some point. Stars played some under games. They've got some good goaltending. Oilers, same kind of thing. I mean, Stuart Skinner isn't the reason why they lost those first 3. I don't think. So the under 6 maybe a little lean there as well. But again, I haven't bet an under just yet, so we'll have to wait and see if we get on board there. But just Oilers money line for me right now.
All right, you're going with the underdog there, and we're brought to you by Underdog. Underdog Pick'em is one of the biggest menus for all sports: hockey, football, baseball, MMA, WNBA, NASCAR, and more. Boost Ober is upon us, which means you're getting a spooky amount of profit boost and much more. with the NBA tipping off. Every NBA pick'em entry from the 19th through the 27th will be boosted, and you can now use specials and boost on flexed entries. So sign up with promo code HGP to claim your special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code HGP. All right, we got another good matchup here. A Stanley Cup final rematch at the 6 p.m. time slot. The Vegas Golden Knights at the Florida Panthers. Game itself is in Florida. Panthers minus 108. Golden Knights minus 112. Totals at 6, both paying off minus 110. I got two pick'ems here, Joel. What do you got?
Yeah, these are teams that have played pretty well so far. I mean, the Knights are 0-2 in this road trip so far, so you figure that they got to be playing with a little bit more juice, going down to Sunrise from Tampa. I don't know if that's going down. I guess it's going across the state. I don't know where Sunrise is. It's by Miami, right?
Yeah, Sunrise. Yeah, Sunrise is at the bottom. Tampa's in the middle.
Okay. Yeah. Right. So, yeah, Panthers. Is Kachuk healthy yet? I mean, I know he's sick, but he's been sick for a bit.
It says day-to-day still.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming he's going to be out. Yeah, my line is minus 110, 113 for the Panthers. So a little bit of value there. But the Golden Knights coming off that loss, this is a tricky one. I think that this is fairly accurately lined. It's hard to get to a Panthers bet here without Barkov, of course. I mean, that's factored into my line already, but still. And they were good. They were good against the Canucks. It was more of the Canucks being just better. Like the Canucks raised their game a lot. Panthers were not. It's not because the Panthers were bad. The Canucks won that game. Let's just put it that way. And the Golden Knights, they were thoroughly outplayed by the Lightning. So I guess I kind of like the Panthers here, but not something I bet just yet. And the total is interesting. You know, the Panthers played some other games, except against the Bruins for whatever reason. You'd think that those games would go under, but those have been pretty high scoring. And the Golden Knights at home, they were scoring goals for fun and a little bit gun shy in that respect lately, but they did get 3 against the Lightning in previous games. So over 6, I think, would be the look on the total.
Yeah, the Panthers got the Dave Malinsky special against them last game here. So I think they're going to bounce back minus 108 at home. I do like that. Apparently, the Panthers announced that Kachuk is going to be out a week with the illness on Monday. So I'm not sure why he's listed as day-to-day. He's not expected back until at least Monday. So no Kachuk for this one, no Barkov. But I still like the Cats here. I just don't like the Golden Knights on the road whatsoever. Last year, 27 wins at home, 18 on the road. I did hear something yesterday during the broadcast that like Bruce Cassidy's winning percentage in October with the Knights has been amazing, but I don't know. 0-2 so far this year on the road.
Yeah, I remember last year they went like 9-0-1 or something, but a lot of that was just Aiden Hill standing on his head because the Golden Knights weren't playing great, but Aiden Hill was awesome and just he won a lot of those games for them.
That would definitely help you. He was one of our.
He was good against Lightning too. He was good against Lightning.
He was one of our Vesna guys before he went down.
That's right.
With an injury there. So yeah, I'm going with the Cats here minus 108. I took a minus 110 earlier, so don't mind the 2 cents there. Much better. I would go with the over if I had to play a side for this total. Both teams have gone over in 4 out of their 5 games.
Don't mention the purple.
For the grimace. This is we got Panthers have gone over in 4 of their 6 games. So yeah, I would take the over if you had to take a total. But my best bet for this one, and the only thing I will be betting is the Panthers minus 108. All right, going down to the 7 p.m. time slot, we got the Vancouver Canucks at the Philadelphia Flyers. Game itself's in Philadelphia at the Farg, the home opener. Flyers are plus 120. Canucks are minus 142. Total is set at 6. Over's paying off minus 115. The under is at minus 105. Matvei Mania is running wild here in Philadelphia. Of course, talked about their last game earlier. Ivan Fedotov just is not it. He has been horrible through two starts this season. He wasn't great in the preseason. This is going to be Sam Ersson. He's starting. He played the 3rd period, gave the Flyers a chance in Seattle. Flyers coming back home. Ticket prices are jacked up. Fans are going to be jacked up. So give me the Flyers here as home underdogs plus 120. They already beat the Canucks, in the Flyers opener, the Canucks second game, which is, I think, a tough spot for a team playing their first game against a team playing their second game. So Sam Morrison was great in that one. Canucks power play went 0 for 5. I think the Flyers power play 1 for 4 in that one. So expect another close game here, but I think plus 120 is a little bit too much for the Flyers. I know the Canucks need a win as well. They're 1-1-2. They're kind of underplaying their potential, but they've played a much tougher schedule, I think, than the Flyers have, looking at their opponents. But either way, give me the Flyers here plus 120. And if I had to take a total, I would go with the over. Go with the over there.
Oh, I agree with the over, but totally against you on the side. Big surprise there.
Yeah.
It's just my line is only minus 127 for the Canucks, but the situation definitely favors them. I mean, they're probably in Philadelphia before the Flyers got back from their trip from Seattle. Flyers played a later game there. And yeah, coming off that was a 5-game road trip. Definitely a Malinsky special here as well for the Canucks. So yeah, situationally, I think this definitely favors the Canucks, and they played a brilliant game against the Panthers, and I think they keep it rolling. They got the good mojo going, and the Flyers, yeah, the goaltending continues to be suspect for both Ersson and Fedotov, I think.
Ersson's not suspect. You watched him against Vancouver.
Yeah, okay, he was good in the first period for sure. But yeah, we got Lankin probably playing this one. He's been a lot better than Shilov, so hopefully he's just the de facto starter until Demko gets back. But yeah, I like the Canucks here, even at this aggressive price at minus 142. And I do agree with you on the over, at least at only minus 115 at the over 6. Yeah, the Canucks are playing a more offensive style hockey. We've mentioned the Flyers questionable goaltending, and yeah, they've been scoring goals at least, and pretty shaky defensively as well. So yeah, I think that this game does see some goals and a Canucks victory.
Yeah, Flyers defense is complete shit right now. It's going to sound like a joke, but Nick Seeler is somehow the key to the defense. You need Nick Seeler in there. Otherwise, it's Eric Johnson playing with Jamie Drysdale, and Eric Johnson shouldn't be in the league anymore. So defense
that's my guy. That's my guy, EJ. One more thing, Quinn Hughes, shots on goal prop. I think that's a good look. He's shooting the puck like crazy. Like, I got 9 shots on goal against the Panthers, who are typically very stingy against shots with all their block shots and whatever. So Quinn Hughes over 3.5, I guess would be. Yeah.
He had only 1 shot against the Flyers in the first game, but yeah, he had 9.
But he had a ton of attempts.
Bouchard also did well against the Flyers, so yeah, it's good for a top defenseman. Flyers, Owen Tippett shots on goal. I think he had like 15 shot attempts, but only like 4 hit the net last night. So he's just got to get him on net, and he'll score one eventually.
I should mention too that the Flyers are 3-0 in the last 3 games against the Canucks, so it could be a matchup disadvantage. But all those games were close, except for maybe the early game last year, where the Canucks were on that road trip and the Flyers just steamrolled them. That was probably the worst game the Canucks played in the #start. But other than that, I think that the game against the game in Vancouver this year, definitely the Canucks were a better team. Mm-hmm. And then I think the same thing the game in Vancouver last year too, if I remember right. The Flyers came back from behind and won in overtime. I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering correctly. But anyway, give me the Canucks.
Flyers usually have a tough time out west. So anytime they can come back and win is a good time there. All right, going down to the 7 p.m. time slot again. We have the Washington Capitals at the New Jersey Devils. Game itself here is in New Jersey. Devils are minus 185. Caps are plus 154. Total is at 6. Over at minus 115. Under at minus 105 here. Just one thing. House and another long shot here. The Nucks Flyers go to overtime. Yeah, I don't hate that. They went to overtime on a week ago. Flyers go to overtime a lot, so that's probably plus 310, plus 320 there. But yeah, for this one, Joel, what do you got? Caps and Devils.
Aggressive line once again, minus 185, but the Devils have earned it the way they've been playing. Look like one of the better teams in the league under Sheldon Keefe, and they're getting good goaltending too. Like, even when they're being outplayed, mainly by the Hurricanes on the back-to-back, Markstrom was keeping them in the game. And the Capitals, yeah, they're 2-1, but they've been okay. They've been a little better than I expected, but I'm not panicking just yet on our unders. But my line is only minus 160 for the Devils, so this is just it's just too high to back right now. So I think the Devils win, but it's just too big of a price to pay. So I'm kind of staying away. If you want to play it, I mean, the -1.5 at +136. That's the way I would kind of play these kinds of games. The total, though, the way the Devils are playing, and the Capitals historically struggle to score, more defensive team. The under 6, I think, is a decent look. But this is not a game I bet. But if I had to bet it, I would do the Devils puck line here. And they took care of the Capitals pretty comfortably a week ago too. So yeah, so there's some data to back that up. So -1.5 for the Devils would be the only possible play.
Yeah, could completely agree with that. I'm actually betting that on the puck line there, +136. Devils 5-2 so far. All 5 wins have come by at least 2 goals here, including, of course, that 5-3-1 over the Capitals in DC last Saturday. There was an empty netter there with 8 seconds left, so a little bit shaky. But yeah, the Caps 2-1, first road game of the season here. Looking back at last season, they went back and forth, but all 4 meetings were 2-goal games one way or the other, and all 4 went over the total. So I would go with the over 6 here, -115 for the total. I haven't bet that yet. Not sure if I will, but I think I will bet the Devils puck line here +136. They got fucking Paul Cotter on the top lines, like 4 or 5 goals. I don't know what's going on with
He's good
there, but
he's good. Paul Cotter's good.
Yeah. So yeah, give me the Devils here on the puck line and the over for the total. All right, going down to the 7 p.m. time slot again. We have the Montreal Canadiens at the New York Islanders. Game itself is on Long Island. Islanders are -218. Islanders on the puck line are +120. Canadians are +180. Totals at 6. Both paying off around -110 here. This is a game I'm most likely completely avoiding. I think the Canadians are better than 2-3 record is probably accurate for how they've played so far. Islanders, really not sure what to make of them yet. Kind of up and down 4-0, 6-0 goals for their first 4 games. So can't get a read on either of these teams yet. If I had to bet it, give me the underdog +180 and the under 6 -108. Should be Sorokin. Montembeau's been decent for the Habs. So if I had to bet it, I'd go with the Habs and the under.
Oh, I have to bet this. I mean, my line is only -147 for the Islanders here. I don't know where this is coming from. -218. Islanders haven't been that impressive. They were outplayed by the Blues, for goodness sake. And Sorokin, he's pretty good in that one, of course, but still getting readjusted from his injury. So yeah, I mean the +180 here. I think you got to take the Habs. That's what I'm betting. Also, kind of like the over 6, but the Canadians have struggled to score a little bit. Now there's, they couldn't score 1 goal against Joel Hofer and the St. Louis Blues, so that's a concern. But they are playing a little bit more offensively minded, so that's why I'm trending that way. But the Canadians are the only thing that I'm betting this one. I'm staying away from the total. I don't know what these teams are exactly in terms of how they're playing offensively, defensively, and whatnot. Plus, with Sorokin in that there, it's always scary taking an over, but I'll happily back the Habs here.
Yeah, you got to wait until these teams kind of get into the rhythm there. And we're brought to you by Rhythm. SGPN's proud partner, Rhythm, is the #1 AI-powered sports betting platform that helps provide bettors of all levels the ability to build custom predicting bettor models in seconds. You can get predictions for betting on money lines, spreads, totals, and props. You can build your own model. You can copy a model, or they can build one for you. And Rhythm gives you predictions for every bet out there with a myriad of stats, research, and trend analysis to give you even more betting insights. Claim your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. And make sure you check out BetUS. Bet with the best in the business. BetUS. They've been around for more than 30 years. Easily deposit using cryptocurrency to get lightning fast payouts. U.S. players are always welcome. Sign up and deposit $100, and you have a chance to win a 1960 Ford Mustang. Use our link to sign up and get a 125% deposit bonus on your first 3 deposits. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/betus. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/betus. Promo code SGPN. All right, here going down to the 7 p.m. time slot again. We have the Minnesota Wild at the Columbus Blue Jackets. Game itself is in Columbus. Blue Jackets plus 154, Wild minus 185. Totals at 6.5. Overpaying off plus 102. The under at minus 122. Joel, what are your Wild going to do here?
What am I Wild going to do? Well, the Blue Jackets they're playing hard. Like, they got some momentum going. They're a terrible team. They're missing a bunch of guys. Boone Jenner, Voronkov. They're pretty light in terms of their roster, but they're still playing hard, and that's why they're able to win games against teams like the Sabres, who are just in total disarray. And the Wild, though, they've been winning games. They've been pretty comfortable. I think they've only lost once this year to the Jets, I want to say.
They have 2 overtime losses so far. Seattle as well.
Overtime losses. Okay, so in terms of the point percentage, 1 loss. It's a steep line once again. My line is only minus 170, but I do think the Wild win this game. The Blue Jackets coming off that emotional win against the Sabres there, and I just don't know how long the Blue Jackets can sustain this kind of energy without some of their top guys. So, if I had to bet this, I would take the Wild, but it's not something I'm excited about with such a steep price. This is, again, like the Devils game. Just do the cuck line there at plus 140. As for the total, kind of lean to the under, but there's that dreaded word.
What do you do, Joel?
Gonna put $1 in the swear jar, a loony. The under would be a look, but it's not something I'm excited to do with the way that the Blue Jackets are playing. Like, historically, last year and this year, early on, they've been involved in some high scoring affairs. And it's just Wild I think it's correlated with the Wild. So if Wild can just shut down the Blue Jackets, this game ends like 3-2, 4-2, something like that. So I mean the under and the away team, I guess, but this is not something I bet.
I'm not going to be betting this one either. But if I had to, Wild probably a decent play there on the puck line, plus 140, coming off a 4-1 win in St. Louis. Columbus, they've lost twice, and they've both been one goal losses. So playing hard, coming off that emotional win. I might go with the Wild team total over 3.5 at minus 115. That actually might be a better play for me here than the puck line. Columbus has allowed 4 goals each of their last 3 games, 6-4, 3-4, and then 6-4 as well. The Wild have scored 4 goals in 2 of their past 3 games here. So I like the Wild's offense. Kaprizov is going. Apparently, they do have a few injuries. Hartman, Spurgeon, Marcus Johansson, all day-to-day. The Wild here would be the only way to play it if you have to. Puck line or team total, not going to touch the total. All right, going down to the 7 p.m. time slot again. Have the New York Rangers at the Toronto Maple Leafs. Game itself is in Toronto. Maple Leafs are minus 130. Rangers are plus 110. Total is at 6, overpaying off minus 120. The under is at even money here. Should be a good matchup here. You got two original 6 teams here. 2 teams that are 3-1 so far. 2 teams expected to compete for the top of their divisions here. Maple Leafs had that tough start in Montreal. They got shut out, but since then, 4-2, 4-2, and 6-2, 3 pretty good wins there. Rangers bounced back from a loss to Utah with 2 wins over the Red Wings, which might not be too impressive considering how they're playing there. So if I had to play a side here, I'd go with the Leafs at minus 130. I like them here at home. But what I'm betting here is the over 6 at minus 120. Both of these teams are capable of putting the puck in the net here. Panarin's on fire. Matthews got off the schneid there, I believe, in the last game there. So looking to the over 6 here at minus 120. Last year, the 3 games were 7-3, 5-2, and then 4-3 in a shootout. So over 6 minus 120 is my only bet here.
Yeah, my line is minus 121, so right there in the middle between plus 110, minus 130. Even though I have upgraded the Leafs as much as any other team in the league, they've been the better team in every game they played, including that loss to the Canadiens. It was just Montembeault being on fire in that one. But yeah, it's tough to call. I think the Maple Leafs do have a bit of a higher ceiling here than the Rangers. Yeah, I think the way that the Leafs are playing now, I think that they're more of an under team. So the under 6 would be a possible look, but this is not a game again that I have bet or probably will bet. We'll see where the line goes, but yeah, if I had to bet it, I would bet the Leafs in the under.
All right, going down to the 7 p.m. time slot again. We have the Carolina Hurricanes at the St. Louis Blues. Game itself is in St. Louis. Blues are plus 114, Hurricanes minus 135. Total is at 6, both the over and under paying off minus 110. Joel, what do you have here with the Canes coming off a 4-1 win in Pittsburgh?
Pretty comfortable victory there. Freddie Anderson was in net for that one, so probably going to be Kochetkov here. And the Blues played Hope last game, so it's going to be Bennington here. But yeah, my line is going to be pretty heavy on the Hurricanes, I think. Oh, only minus 127, and they're on the back-to-back, so that's no good. But early on in the season, when the guys are still fresh, these back-to-backs don't mean as much as later in the year when they're all beaten up and they need more rest. So I'm not taking too much account of that. But the away teams in general have done very well so far this year. The away goal salami has been very profitable. So yeah, I'm not factoring too much home ice advantage in right now. But yeah, the Hurricanes I think are just a significantly better team. Minus 135. I think I can only play that. The Blues, yeah, they had a decent game against the Islanders, but the Islanders, I don't know, they played down to the level. I think from what I saw in that one. But the Blues, to be fair, they are playing better than they were under Craig Berube this season so far early on. So we'll see if this is for real. But I'll take the known commodity in the Carolina Hurricanes at minus 135, and maybe the under 6 here at minus 110 would be a potential look because yeah, Blues are playing better defense, and they still struggle to score, and the Hurricanes, same kind of thing. Like they're very good at on the penalty kill, which the Blues typically rely on to score their goals. So yeah, Hurricanes in the under.
Yeah, could completely agree there. I haven't bet on any of them yet, but I'm kind of talking myself into it here. Yeah, it's early in the season, so the back-to-back doesn't matter as much. It also helps that the Hurricanes that was their third game of the season. They played the Lightning, had 3 days off, played the Devils, had 2 days off, and now they're on the road in Pittsburgh and then to St. Louis, which shouldn't be too long of a flight there, maybe an hour or two. Relatively comfortable win in Pittsburgh, so I imagine they were rolling all 4 lines there. So yeah, Hurricanes minus 135. Only 3 games, but they're picking up where they left off. They lead the league with a 64.64 expected goals for percentage here. That's Carolina Hurricanes hockey. Just throwing pucks at the net, throwing pucks towards the net, and seeing if good things happen. So yeah, go with the Canes here minus 135, and then yeah, like the under as well, under 6 minus 110. There's yet to be more than 6 goals in a Canes game, and there's took to overtime against the Islanders for the Blues to score. So under 6 minus 110, and then Hurricanes minus 135 here. Right, finally, down to the 8 p.m. time slot, we have the Buffalo Sabres at the Chicago Blackhawks. Game itself is in Chicago. Blackhawks plus 110, Sabres minus 130. Totals at 6, both the over and under at minus 110 here. Sabres 1-4-1 still. They got that win at home against the Panthers, but lost in overtime in Pittsburgh, then lost in Columbus on the back-to-back there. Third game in 4 nights, all on the road, all with travel for Buffalo. Chicago 2-1. Good win against Edmonton. Took it to San Jose there as big favorites in the home opener. So I think I got to go with the Blackhawks here at plus 110. I haven't bet it, but I am considering it. It's something that got to see the goalies, got to see how the line moves, but Blackhawks might be a little bit better than I thought at the very least. I thought they're going to be towards the bottom of the league. The Sabres are worse than I think a lot of people thought. I know, maybe people didn't expect them to make the playoffs, but they didn't expect them to be a 1-4-1 team right now either. So Lindy Ruff might not be working his magic there. So yeah, Blackhawks plus 110 here would be my only look, with potential play on the over 6 as well.
Yeah, before the season, I would have been racing to the window to bet the Sabres here at only minus 130. But like you said, Blackhawks been a little better than expected, and the Sabres are in turmoil. Like, we even got Rasmus Dahlin, the captain, fighting. Who was he fighting?
Krebs? I think it was Krebs.
Yeah, it was Peyton Krebs. Yeah, in practice there. So Sabres are in turmoil. They look like utter shit against the Blackhawks or the Blue Jackets, and yeah, they were unlucky to lose against the Penguins, to be honest. So that was another OT loss of mine. But still, like, they're you keep thinking that they're gonna find some juice here. They're really struggling to score. And the Blackhawks, meanwhile, they have had some good performances. They haven't really been thoroughly outplayed by anyone, even the Oilers. So I guess I would have to take the Blackhawks if I have to bet it, but it's close because this line just screams overreaction, I think, to a small sample size. So I'm staying away from this one. But the under 6 would be a decent look. I mean, the Blackhawks goaltending has been better than last year. They got good defense. Their offense still struggles. Their power play is bad. And the Sabres, of course, we mentioned that they can't score. And they're getting okay goaltending at least. So the under 6 and the what did I say? I don't know. The under 6 would be my only possible look in this one. I have no idea on the side, to be honest.
Yeah, like there's 13 games. This isn't how you should bet, but there's 13 games. You shouldn't bet this one. Like, if it was a 3-game slate and you wanted some action on the night, maybe take the Blackhawks, but probably stay away unless you're going to the game or like the line moves for some reason. I'm not going to end up betting that one. All right, going down to the 9 p.m. time slot, we got the Boston Bruins at the Utah Coyotes. Game itself is in Utah. Utah's plus 114, Bruins minus 135. Another total here at 6, both the over and under at minus 110. Joel, what do you got for this one?
Both these teams haven't played since Wednesday, so they got a good break in between games here. Should be well rested. And the Yotes, though, they lost Sean Durzi, I think, for an extended period of time, and that's painful because he was hogging up like 25, 30 minutes. And was probably their best defender, even with Sergachev in the lineup there. So
John Marino's out for months too, I'm seeing here.
Who?
John Marino?
Oh, John Marino.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So the Yotes defense was thin to begin with, and now it's taken a couple hits there. So that's no good. No fun for them. I haven't factored in the John Marino thing. I don't think that moves the needle much, but Bruins minus 125 is my line. So again, right in the middle. But I think that the Bruins are just the better team here and the side to take. But it's not something I bet. But I do like the over 6 in this one, with the Yotes being how they are, just being all gas, no breaks, and the Bruins being involved in some high scoring affairs too, even against the Florida Panthers. And well, the Avalanche are like a free square on your bingo card in terms of the over. See, the over 6, I think, at minus 110, I think it's pretty cheap. So let's see some goals in this one.
Yeah, I completely agree there. I love the over 6 minus 110. That's my only bet for this one coming into this, but I might talk myself into Bruins minus 135. You got Utah coming home from a 4-game road trip. They went out east for 3 games in New York. Went back out west to Anaheim, lost there in overtime. They haven't played since Wednesday, so maybe not as much, but 2 rested teams. That's why I like the over so much, over 6, even before I forgot about the Durzi and Marino injuries. So love that even more. Yeah, the Bruins minus 135 against Utah. Like, I know Utah's had a great start, 3-1-1, Boston's 3-2, but just, coming into the season, I don't think Boston's playing below what we thought they can, and losses to Florida. 2 losses to Florida. That's their only 2 losses so far. So give me Boston here minus 135 and the over 6 at minus 110.
The Ducks are currently up 2-0 against the Avalanche. So
I saw the shots on goal were quite different. So I thought about doing a live bet on the Avs. Shots are 17-8. The Ducks are up 2-0.
Wow. 75% save percentage. Good job.
There's Gorgav for you. All right, going down to the final game on the docket. We have the Calgary Flames at the Seattle Kraken. Game itself is in Seattle. Kraken are minus 142. Flames are plus 120. Total is at 6. Overpaying off minus 115 with the under at minus 105. Flames are undefeated so far. 4 decent wins at Vancouver, at home against the Flyers, at Edmonton, and Chicago. Not really too impressive, but Seattle 3-2. Won 3 of the past 4. Only loss in that stretch was to Dallas in Dallas. But I watched that game last night in Seattle, and if the Flyers had a decent goalie, they probably win that one. So I think the Flames can still ride high here. I like the Flames at plus 120 if I had to play this one. Total slight leans to the under, or I would take the under if I had to here, but just the Flames here for me at plus 120.
Interesting. I'm going entirely the other way. In fact, this was my favorite bet, the first bet I placed this morning on the Seattle Kraken. I think that they are a very not a very good team, but they're better than expected, I would say, the way that they've been playing. And the Flames have been fortunate in their wins. They're playing hard, to their credit, but they've been fortunate. They got a lot of luck involved, some lucky bounces, some fluky shit. So give me the Kraken here, minus 142. I got them pretty big favorites here. Oh, that word. Minus 160 is my line for the Kraken. Because I'm not touching the Flames. I'm not upgrading them based on these the fluky wins. And I have upgraded the Kraken. So that's why I get minus 160. So, yeah, give me the Kraken here all day long. And I also bet, and I also love the over 6 at minus 115. The Kraken are not the Dave Haxtell Kraken anymore. Dan Bilesman has moved in there and instituted a more offensive style of hockey. And the Flames, their defense is terrible. They're Ryan Huska's the same kind of thing. Or is it Ryan Huska? Something Huska. The coach for the Flames. Still the same terrible defensive environment. And Dustin Wolf has actually played pretty well. Dan Lavadar, I don't know who's going to be playing in this one. Either way, I'm not scared of the goaltending. And their defense is pretty bad. So Kraken and the over, I love these. Biggest bets of the night, but right at the end. So that's how you want to do it.
Perfect. You're not going to need Just Ask Joel then for the end of the night. You got your biggest bets there.
Just Ask Joel. Oh, I still crack up every time I think of that.
Right. That's the 13 game slate, big slate there for Saturday, October 19th. Now we got to get into our puck buck bets here. Joel, do you want to take us away here? Go first.
Sure, but you got to tell me the lines. We'll do the last two first. Let's do 30 puck bucks on the Kraken money line, minus 42, I think it was, and
42. How many puck bucks? 40 puck bucks?
30
puck bucks. All right.
25 on the over 6, minus 110 in that one.
All right.
Then we'll go with the Bruins, Coyotes over 6. What's the line there?
Minus 110.
All right, 25 puck bucks there. And Canadiens plus 180. Ooh, 10 puck bucks there. Yeah. Canucks, what's the line?
Canucks, they're minus 142.
25 puck bucks there. And what's the line on the total of that one?
Total is over minus 115.
25 puck bucks there. And one last one. The Lightning money line. Minus 115, 25 puck bucks.
All right, there we go. That's a Joel's plays there. I got mine all written down, ready to go. I'm going with the Lightning, as all these plays are, if they're underdogs, they're 20 puck bucks. If they are favorites, they are to win 20 puck bucks. So the Lightning minus 115 for 23 puck bucks. The under 6.5 in that game at minus 105 for 21 puck bucks. Stars minus 125. The Panthers minus 108. The Devils puck line plus 136. Rangers Leafs over 6 minus 120. Flyers plus 120. And then Boston Utah over 6 minus 110 there. So a lot of bets for both of us for this big slate Saturday.
13 games.
Yeah. You got any football bets to kill some time while I fill this out?
I got almost nothing in NFL for some reason. I don't like the card at all. I like the Seahawks +3. I don't love it, but I like it. Kentucky money line. I think that's moved quite a bit though, so maybe not right now. Auburn, you could still get -7 or +7. I haven't checked the odds lately. Yeah. What else we got? Let me look at. Yeah,
How's CFL looking?
They're +4. Auburn +4 now. Let's go. Virginia. Oh, that's getting bet down too. I bet all the stuff early in the week and getting tons of CLV. So we'll see what that's worth tomorrow.
I can brag about it.
Yeah. Oh, ECU. Let's go. Tailing Brad Powers here. +17.5 against Army. That's a crazy line, I think. Like Army are a fucking juggernaut right now, but that's aggressive. 17.5. And Hal, yeah. I bet OK State, but not something I love. Yeah, +9.5. It's Gundy coming off a bye. Everyone thinks he sucks. The team sucks, and that's typically when he shows up. So I like OK State a little bit there.
All right. Here are our puck buck plays for Saturday. I am currently 8-6, down 40 puck cents. Joel is 7-10, down 96 puck bucks and 13 puck cents. Once again, I have the Lightning. The Lightning sends under. Dallas, Florida, Devils puck line. Rangers, Leafs over. Flyers, Boston, Utah over. Joel has the Seattle Kraken here. Seattle Flames over 6. Boston, Utah over 6. Canadians, Vancouver, Philadelphia over 6, and Tampa Bay there. The plays. If you check us out on YouTube, have the screen shared there if you want to check it all out. So yeah. Anything else here, Joel? How's CFL looking? Is that almost over?
We have 2 weeks left. The Bombers don't play this week, I don't think, and they'll be fighting to get the 1 seed. They got to beat the Montreal, I think. So yeah, we've got to win the last game or hope the Rough Riders lose. But I think they're playing some shitty team. But yeah, two more weeks left. Then we get into the playoffs in the CFL.
How's the mop bet look? How's the guy looking for mop?
They don't have odds up anymore. But I was listening to a show in the halftime in the Stamps Ticats game, and they were saying Bo Levi Mitchell. That I don't even know if they're going to make the playoffs. So I don't know. I don't think they know shit. Yeah, they weren't even mentioning the favorites on the board. So that was a useless experience. Yeah, hopefully Brady Oliveira comes home.
All right, yeah, we'll open it out for you guys there. All right, make sure you guys are subscribed to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on YouTube. Comment, like, and all that good stuff there. Subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast. It all counts. We all appreciate that. Follow on Twitter at HockeySGPN. And get in the Discord, sg.pn/Discord in the hockey channel there. We'll be back on Monday night. We got the Frozen Bukkake again on Tuesday with every team playing. So that'll be a long show. That'll be a good show.
The red zone, ice zone thing.
Whatever it's called. I hope they need to have that more often because they're whip around. It's whatever it's called. I don't know.
Yeah.
Go for the sport there. Go for the sport. Right, Joel. Anything else before we close it out?
Nothing whatsoever.
All right. I am Ryan Gilbert. You can follow me on Twitter at rgilbertsop.
And I'm Joel Meyer. You can find me buying 50 cartons of cigarettes on the black market tomorrow.
See ya.
Infinite cigs.